Top 7 Crazy Homemade Inventions. What's up guys, Mr. Top 7's here, coming at you with a brand new video. If you haven't already, make sure to click the subscribe button below as I'm going to be hosting some more awesome giveaways, with prizes like Xbox Ones, GoPros, gift cards, and more. The only way to be entered is if you're subscribed, so don't miss out. Also, help us break over 5,000 likes on this video and we'll cover even more crazy inventions. With that said, let's get started. Through the years, inventors have created countless things we take for granted. With technology affording us some amazing opportunities, it's no surprise that people all over the globe have taken up the challenge to create something new. From backyard creations to aeronautical feats, today let's take a look at 7 of the craziest homemade inventions. Number 7. The Redneck Carnival Ride. Kicking things off, we have an invention coming from rural America, posted by Tiana Mitchell on YouTube. In the video, we spot a man riding his big green John Deere tractor, but this isn't your average mower. Towing one of the weirdest contraptions I've ever seen, we spot a guy strapped into what looks like a recliner seat from an RV, spinning like a madman while the driver takes him on a barf-inducing tour of the parking lot. Holding on for dear life, it's hard to judge if the kid is actually enjoying the ride or just trying to hold down his lunch. Honestly, I wonder how much they paid to ride this thing. While some bystanders get a laugh at the guy, the driver continues his way through the lot. Eventually stopping, the guy hops off in a bit of a daze. What do you guys think? Would you give it a try? While it's certainly no groundbreaking invention, it's a pretty cool display of redneck engineering. Although I do wonder, what happens if the driver gives it too much juice and sends the rider flying out of the chair? Let's just say this one is a ride at your own risk kind of experience. Number 6. The Mobile Picnic Table. So if you're an outdoors person, then I'm sure you've been to plenty of picnics. The only bummer is, generally you have to bring your own blanket and set up in a shady spot. However, that's all about to change. Introducing a feat of true backyard engineering, the gas-powered picnic table. You heard that right. Posted by Josh Taylor, the video shows off the sheer badassery of this eyebrow-raising invention. Custom built out of a typical table, the added engine and strengthened frame give it a great curb appeal. Gone are the days of lugging your supplies to the park. Simply take a seat at your table and rev that shit up. Honestly, this one's hilarious. The guy took the idea and ran with it. I mean, it's truly a lazy man's dream. As if it couldn't get any cooler, he gives us a demo of how it can literally pop a wheelie. So let's recap. It sports an umbrella, a powerful enough motor to make it pop wheelies, and some off-road tires. I wonder if this guy ever rinsed it out. I could definitely see myself rolling up to the club in this thing. Hashtag thug life. Number 5. The Homemade Train. All over the globe, train tracks are scattered throughout cities and even the countryside. But with the invention of air travel and the increase in sea shipments, some railways have fallen into disrepair, leaving them to be reclaimed by the earth. However, enterprising inventors have decided to change that. Posted by a user known as Eins van Houtz, the video is titled Homemade Railcart Riding. After uncovering an unused and abandoned railway track, the young man decided to set out constructing his own car capable of riding along the tracks. Using a mixture of handmade and scrap parts, such as some old wheels, a seat from a car, and some wood planks, he's able to construct a fully functional train car by adding on a simple engine. Capable of reaching speeds up to 30 miles per hour, he posted a video of himself flying through the forest, even bringing along his dog at one point. I think it's really inspiring to see someone take an idea and turn it into reality like this, not to mention the scenic ride is simply amazing. I give major props to this guy for his ingenuity. Number 4. The Redneck Tank. Taking the number 4 spot, we have an inventor who decided he wanted a way to explore any type of terrain while avoiding the hassle of popped tires and getting stuck. Taking hints from the military world, he decided that building a tracked vehicle would be the ultimate solution. Setting out to create his own personal tank of sorts, he constructed something truly remarkable. Posted by YouTube user .comdk, we see this beast in action. Painted orange and black, this tracked vehicle is capable of cruising through even the harshest environments. Showing off its skills by rolling down an elevated wood platform, he's able to easily cruise over the pallets. Complete with headlights and a special control mechanism, the driver is able to navigate with full range of motion. Easily taking on hills and other inclines, this thing leaves a typical ATV in the dust. I mean, the fact that you can literally roll over rubble adds a ton of versatility to it. Overall, the quality of the build is amazing. He put some serious time and effort into this project. Someone needs to give this guy a job. Number 3, the homemade airplane. As we inch closer to our top spot, we read some entries that go from badass to straight up ballsy. Posted in 2011, the clip is believed to originate somewhere in China. As the video starts off, we see a young man next to a homemade ultralight airplane. Hand-built, presumably by the boy's father, the youngster seems rather comfortable around the plane as he hops on in the cockpit and belts in. Now you may be wondering, when does the dad get in? But this is where things start to get crazy. Literally letting his 13-year-old son take the plane on a joyride, the dad seems totally fine with the idea. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the kid isn't qualified, because there are pilots as young as 15, but the runway and overall condition of the plane seems questionable at best. However, throwing caution to the wind, the kid closes the cockpit and prepares for takeoff. With some help from his dad, the plane is positioned on the shoddy runway as the youngster says his goodbyes. Taking flight, the boy cruises up to several thousand feet before coming back down for a smooth landing. Leaving me impressed, the kid doesn't stop there. After his first solo flight, he comes back down to give rides to some local residents. Overall, this clip is insane on so many levels. Only in China can you see a kid who's not even in high school yet flying a plane by himself. Number 2, the homemade helicopter. Next up, we have a clip coming from Russia. Known for their wide array of homemade inventions, the Russians seem to have a unique knack for crafting amazing stuff out of junk. Deciding to build his very own helicopter, this enterprising inventor used assorted scrap parts to construct his own flying machine. With the same general design as most modern helicopters, it features his own cockpit, complete with a full control system. It's pretty impressive considering I wouldn't even know where to begin. I mean, it took humans thousands of years to invent flying machines, and this guy's able to construct one in his backyard. After some ground tests to ensure it's flight worthy, the man puts his faith in his invention and decides to lift off. Gaining just enough altitude to skip above the ground below, he makes some passes over a field as his friends watch from nearby. It's a truly remarkable sight. This guy must feel extremely proud to be gliding around in his invention. Although I do wonder how safe it is, considering he almost smacked into the ground a few times, but danger aside, this guy deserves a round of applause, and a bottle of vodka. Number 1, the backyard roller coaster. Coming for the number 1 spot, we have a backyard invention that's so large it puts many of our previous entries to shame. Known as the Blue Flash, this homemade roller coaster was built in Bruceville, Indiana by a man named John Ivers. As a speed demon, John wanted to find a way to enjoy the thrill of a roller coaster without ever leaving home. After ending up with grandkids, he put his plan into action, constructing this massive metal structure that snakes around his backyard. Complete with a neck-bending corkscrew, the coaster is pretty badass, drawing in countless travelers every year. In a video posted by YouTube user Hawks and Bum, we get a first-hand look at this homemade scream machine. Slowly lifting the rider above a barn, the ride starts by dropping you straight down and into a 360-degree loop. With the success of his first coaster, John even built a second smaller coaster just so his youngest grandkids could join in the fun. Although it's not exactly the largest roller coaster I've seen, the fact that you can ride it any day of the week with no line makes it just that much sweeter. Thanks for watching Interesting Top 7s. Which of these inventions was the craziest to you? Drop me a comment, and make sure to click the subscribe button below and turn on notifications to ensure you get updates on all of our new videos. Until next time, Mr. Top 7s signing off.